Lovelies, welcome back to the last video of the February Innate Health series. And today I want to talk about being comfortable with being uncomfortable, which is what I see as kind of the crux of this whole conversation. And what's so transformative about this and just why it deserves to be talked about is because to me it's really the difference between pain and suffering. It's the difference between, yes, we're human beings and things are not always going to go our way and we're going to feel bad and people are going to die and people are going to lose money and, sports teams are going to lose. Shit happens. But it's the difference between that happening and knowing that we're okay and we'll get through it and we're resilient and we're fine. And that happening and completely destabilizing us and making us feel trapped and stuck and suffering and just really kind of taking over our experience. And so when we start to see that we can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, that yeah, things are going to happen, but there's a certain level of comfortability that we can have with that, that's what really changes things. And the question I get all the time is, well, how can I be comfortable with this? How can I be comfortable with my anxiety and my depression? How can I be comfortable with this grief and loss and this sickness and all of these kind of circumstances in my life that are not what I would choose? And to me, it's as simple as understanding where that comes from, which is what we've been talking about this whole series about. We live in a world of thought. We experience our thinking. We can't experience the disease, we can't experience the death, we can't experience the loss of money or a favorite team losing in the Olympics or anything like that without us having a thought about it. That's just how it works for all human beings. And so it's the difference to me between knowing that, yeah, shit's going to happen, but when we see that it's mediated by thought, when we see that it's created internally, well, what do we know about that? We know it moves. We know it changes. We know it's safe. We know it's transient. We know that it doesn't mean any reliable data from the outside world. It's just kind of what's happening in here. And we know that we're kind of in a river of it, which means we're going to get it and we're going to get different stuff and it's going to keep flowing. And what happens when we're really not comfortable with that and we really don't see what's happening is we suffer. Like there's no other way around it. We suffer when we think, well, I'm just feeling this situation that's permanent, not going to change, can't do anything about it, I'm a victim of life, tough shit. But when we start to see like, well, that's not actually how it works. Yeah, the money was lost. Yeah, the person died. Yeah, Canada unfortunately didn't get that gold medal in the women's Olympic hockey, which I know we're all really upset about. But our experience of that is coming from our thinking. It's not coming from something in the world out there. That's causing us to feel it and causing it to put, those unpleasant feelings of watching us get the silver medal into my head. And so it's stuff like that where what allows us to be more comfortable is just seeing what's going on. What's actually happening? What's at play here? How is it that somebody else is watching that same hockey game, and if they're an American, they're probably going to be pretty happy that it went to shootouts and we lost in shootouts. And meanwhile, me and my friends are going to be pretty not happy that that's what happened. But how is it that the same game can produce these different experiences? Well, it's because it can't. It just can't do that. It's our thinking. And so the more we understand about thought, the more we see how the system works, the more we naturally get comfortable with what we're experiencing. And there's just so much more ease and grace in life. Because we know that, yeah, just like the river keeps flowing, I'm going to feel something different. It's not always going to look like this. It's not always going to feel like this. It's not always going to be like this. And then I don't suffer. And I get the painful thought of, we should have got gold, but I don't suffer because of it. And I'm not losing sleep over it, and I'm not getting into this state where I can't feel okay or I can't feel better until that circumstance is different, because that's just not how life works, and that's just not going to happen. So there's a Sid quote that I love, Sid Banks, and It is, if the only thing people learned was not to be afraid of their own experience, that alone would change the world. And it really would, because once we see and understand more about our experience, we naturally are not afraid of it as much. We're naturally not in resistance to it as much. We're naturally not so, oh my God, this is a problem that I'm going to be stuck in forever. Help me, I need to get out of this. I can't feel this anxiety. I can't feel this depression. I can't feel this grief. We start to see more and more that, yeah, you're going to feel it and it's not going to be pleasant and it's going to downright suck for the moment that you feel it. But there is still the ability to feel that depression and that anxiety and that grief and know that it's temporary and know that it's safe and know that every single human being who has ever lived, is living, and will ever live has felt it and has been where you are. And they all came out the other side okay. That just does wonders for us. It does wonders for us in being able to go through life with this sense of ease and this sense of resilience that a lot of us just sadly don't know we have. So I hope this was helpful, and like I said, this is the last video of this series, but there will be more videos to come, so please subscribe and send me any questions, any comments, and I would love to incorporate them into future videos. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you around. Take care, my dears. Bye.